Hello, everybody. Once again, welcome to the world according to Jason. Now, this is going to be something a little bit different. Now, I am going to do once again another chapter from the book, the "So You Think You Want My Job," but this is just a little. I get a lot of messages, especially since I've been putting this stuff out again. I get a lot of DMs and a lot of different people who are actually interested in the books who do buy them. And I got a message the other day from a person, a girl actually, and she said it was weird. I hate it when people, in a way, I hate it when people ask me for advice because I always feel like I come off like my friend Cody once said, I'm kind of like, I come off as like the Buddha, and if the Buddha and a good Jewish rabbi and the devil had a baby when I come to spitting my advice or the world of Jasonism, right? But she asked me, how can I become a good writer? And she told me how I was a good writer and shit. Personally, I don't really know if I am, but hey, some people like it, some people don't. And that's really all you got to really think about with it, okay? And it kind of took me off for a second. I was like, how to become a good writer? And I thought about it, and it's kind of the same for all of us. Like, I was writing long before I ever got paid to write a book. I was painting long before I ever got paid to do a painting or sold one. And I was playing music in a garage or just having fun long before I ever made any money playing any sort of music. If you're a writer or a poet or a painter or a musician or a tattoo artist, and I've done all of these things, body piercing, etc. I would almost say it's not necessarily like a gift, as a lot of people say, and it is a gift, don't get me wrong, but it's also kind of like a curse because you really can't stop creating, whether you'd like to or not. It's just something that's inside of you, and you just, anybody who is any of these things will know that it is just part of who you are. Now, I know a lot of people have that bucket list, like, I'm going to write a novel. Go for it. I believe everybody should write a book, even if it's an autobiography or anything like that. Everybody should write a book, short stories, anything they can, poetry. Be creative and create as much as you can. Paint, play music, write books, write poetry, do everything you can because the world is a dark enough place already. We might as well be trying to beautify it up a little bit. And always remember on this part, people will love it. Some people are going to love your shit. Other people are going to utterly fucking hate your shit. You know, let the haters talk. It makes more people look at it, and that way more people might find more people that love it. But back to the point. Okay, sorry, I got my trusty Mountain Dew. Again, it's coming Monday. I've got something totally different coming, so no soda whatsoever. But here's my advice to, I won't say her actual name, but here's my advice, girl. All right, girl. I don't know if that's politically correct anymore to say it like that. For me, the best way that I've personally used for writing is to totally give up and forget about writing all fantasy. Okay? It's cool to develop a character, to develop a world, and all of that, and some sort of fantasy ass base to it all. Esque base, not ass. But it never really seems to work for me. So what I've done is I give up on all fantasy aspects of things. Now there might be like obviously there's going to be some fantasy, but what I try to do is I only try to write what I know. Okay, like for example, like you all know that a lot of my books, fucking virtually all of my books, they end up taking place between like northeast Nebraska area, Nebraska in itself, and Las Vegas, and a little bit in California, etc. These are the places I know the most. You know, this is my places that are my home. So obviously, writing about the Midwest, you know, that's home. Writing about Las Vegas, that's home. So I only write what I know. And another thing is I only write what is true to me in my own heart and soul. There is a fine line, okay? Now, like take my Vincent series books. Caught a lot of fucking shit on those because I let the fiction blend too much with the reality on a lot of things. And that is the only issue with writing about what you know, writing about your putting your own self into your own work. Now everything I do, I'm gonna be real, it's 100% pretty much who I am. I found that's just who I am, that's just how I write. I'm gonna always put me into everything. And so that's why like the example I got the other day, somebody who'd read something out of one of the new books that are the Corona Tales, they were like, dude, it's kind of like you're getting a little bit preachy, you know, you're kind of in there, and I could tell, like, I don't know if I'm reading a fucking story or if I'm reading a book on religion and you're trying to throw Jasonism in my face. And maybe I fucking am. I really don't know. But that is what I have found I always like to do in order to make it to where it's a piece of me. But that is my thing. So I get rid of all fantasy. I write only about what I know. I write only what is true to my heart and soul. And the trick is, if you do this, if you only write what you know and you only write about what's true to you, and add that into all of your characters, everybody you're going to write about or whatever it is you're doing, it's the only way it's going to be true. I guess, like, for me, that's the only way it's going to have any sort of flame to it, any sort of fire to it, any bit of heart and any bit of soul. And that's honestly what you want to do. Like, I learned a long time ago, the hardest thing in life is trying to please other people. And I tried to write some shit that I thought people would like. And they would fucking like it pretty much. Maybe they did like it, but in the end, I didn't like it. Just like I was doing these paintings one time for a while, and I had this dude. He's like, "Oh my god, will you do like fucking this color and this type of earth tone and that so it matches my furniture?" And I was like, "Motherfucker, fuck your furniture, dog." And then I quit doing any sort of commission paintings for years and years. I didn't do anything, and I'd be like, "Look, I have these that are for me, and I have these that I'm willing to sell. If you want to buy one of the ones that I'm willing to sell, more power to you. This is what it's going to cost. But I will never fucking do something to match the color scheme of your fucking couch. It's just not me at all." Oh, another thing, I actually wrote this down. So another thing for me is the best work that I think I've ever put out, and I think that most writers, as well as painters, as well as musicians, tattoo artists, etc., because there's a piece of our soul in everything we do. The best stuff I've ever put out in my personal experience has been when I'm theoretically like fighting my own demons, because for me, writing is kind of like free therapy. And believe me, I could probably use the therapy. I mean, I am normal Jay, but some people say, maybe not so normal. Even if I'm like, Signora Normale, they're like, Jay, you're not very fucking normal. You're probably touched in the head. I probably am. I mean, but I'm not crazy. Don't worry. I don't believe I'm crazy, and I took their test once. I passed. But, then another thing I truly believe too is everybody wants to be in the limelight, and everybody wants to be out there. But the thing is, I really feel like a good writer, especially writers, I kind of like the idea of being anonymous. I'd like to go down as a cult writer anyway. Like, literally, like, ooh, he had some really good shit. The people who knew, the people who didn't. But you got to realize, like, a lot of times when you're writing or painting or doing music, a lot of times your audience, as cliche as it sounds, they're not there yet. They might not even have been born yet, And so I try to let all the work speak for itself. I actually had a buddy named James, and he was getting ready for a gallery show, and he had done all these, like, some pretty awesome work. And then he had like 3 paintings he had to get done, and we were just hanging out, smoking some buds and drinking. He was like, "Hey Jay, can you please basically do this painting, just do what you do and just try to do it in my style." So I did it. And then sadly James died like 2 weeks later in a car crash, but we still had the gallery show to be able to pay money, to get the money to be able to like have for his kids and shit like that. Well, long story short, I'm at the gallery show and I'm listening to people talk about the painting that I fucking did. And they're like, "Oh, I see the anger in his brushstrokes. This wasn't like him, but I could see this frustration in his heart and his soul." No, they never fucking knew him. That was the homie. And me and him kicked it all the time. We were really great friends. I did the fucking painting. Of course, I didn't say a word because I wanted it to sell and I wanted his kids to be able to have something. But that's kind of how you have to be, though. Let people believe what they want to believe, because regardless, if you put a painting out there, if you put a book out there, especially a book, oh my God, I found out the hard way. My Vincent books, people told me shit about myself I had no fucking clue about. Everything I thought I wrote, I thought I failed, because everything I wrote, nothing. They got nothing out of it, what I thought I did for me. But so that's the way it is. Once you put it out there, it's no longer yours anyway. It's up for interpretation, and it's up for other people to decide, kind of to take bits and pieces of words, and what they're going to do is they're going to dissect it and see what's best for them. And everybody will get their own opinion on you, no matter what. Even if they know you, they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, I don't really," but they don't really ever know you anyway. And that's why you should be. So, in short, forget about fantasy. Write what's true to you. Make sure that way it's true to you and it's true to your soul. It's got that flame, fighting your own demons, and don't worry about what other people think, okay? Once again, welcome to the world according to Jason. Everybody have a great day. Deuces.